Don't know what happened. The camera suddenly switched off there for some reason. It's difficult to keep a positive view, but then the truth of the situation is that because we had what I see now as an orchestrated campaign against us for whatever reason. I think our crime, as it seemed by others, was that we didn't get the permit to do good work. We didn't get a permit to help. I actually put this to one of the government officials about this whole idea of how you have to have a license in order to help somebody who is in need. Isn't that an extraordinary thing? I put to him. Yes, well, we must have the paperwork, and the world over, the paperwork is more important than the people, and this has been my observation all along. And of course, because we have dedicated ourselves to a mission of helping less fortunate people, we have encountered this more and more and more, and so what everybody got up in arms about, and at one time we were the flavour of the month for many months, on about, I think it was about 10 or 15 mostly expat channels, expats who are active whether they live here or not in the Philippines. They're active in the Philippines on the subject of the Philippines, and they were all up in arms against us. Now, this is the ironic thing, and this is where the truth comes through, I feel, is that when we finally, after 2 years of battling, we finally were approved for our charity, which we call Terence Beth Martin Giving Hope Incorporated. And we are a registered charity now, and we do our work. And we do our work under the, what can I say, under the guiding hand of the DSWD. And they have something to say about what we do. Now, we have since we started, which has been probably between 5 and 6 years, never quite sure, I'm not good on dates, and we have partnered with many different people. We have partnered mostly with the police. We've done partnerships with the Tafi police, with Taliban police, PNP is what they go by here, Ubay, Trinidad, and with all of these people, as you've seen, that's why I made a point of showing just some of the certificates of appreciation, which is the way. Now, even a certificate of appreciation is paperwork. So when you do something with an authorized body like the PNP, they put the period, the full stop, the end of the job is a certificate, and that's presented to you. And we also were given an award at the Woman of the Month. That wasn't me by name, they gave that to Beth, including myself on there, and we were given that award for our work. Now, in spite of all this, flying in the face of all of this, we do occasionally lose a supporter, because this orchestrated campaign against us is guided by one person who has some legal training, and gives the addresses and the names and the people that can be best complained to. And now, because of the hundreds of complaints that the DSWD have received, and there's the dulcet tones of my dear wife, who is screaming my name because I'm supposed to be going to something that is being organised. And you can wait, honey. That actually it wasn't. It was the dulcet tones of our little treasurer. Lovely. And she's calling me because we have something that we're going to do today, which is being organised, I think, by the Taliban. I think the Taliban police. So, in spite of all of this, as I was saying, even the DSWD, as focused as they are on paperwork, are somewhat cynical now when they receive a complaint, because they've been buried in an avalanche of complaints. Everything from talking about me and a mask. President Duterte received a letter because I was wearing my mask below my nose and infecting the entire population of Bohol. A concerned citizen under the orchestration of the particular person I refer to. So they now refer to these people who complain as our avid fans. But now there has been a change, which the people who write to me about their plans to come and do charity work will actually benefit from this. So we have become something of a test case, which others who are trying to help, even in the face of the haters, and they rise to meet any new effort to help. It is a sad fact of life. So now when the DSWD get a complaint, it has to be a notarized complaint. It has to be accompanied by some kind of evidence as to why the person is complaining, and it has to have a name and a contact number. So whereas before we could be buried, or they would be buried, in complaints about us from anonymous people, now it has to be a proper complaint where they stand for their complaint. So I can complain about anything and everybody knows me, and so therefore I have to be sure that my complaint is reasonable, and that's really the way that it is in most places. In fact, I have seen that a part of the law about this kind of thing is that anonymous complaints should not be given any mind at all. But that has gone by the by. Now, back to the people who intend to come and to do the work that we do. Obviously, the main thing that I suggest is that right from the start, they should make the applications on the proper paperwork, and it's all there to do, especially as we have been the test case. And if they intend to raise funds by going online, which is a perfectly valid way of doing it, then they will have to apply eventually, once they are approved on their charity. They then have to apply for a solicitation permit. Now this, because of the fact that the solicitation permit is only to do with the Philippines, so all of our funding comes from abroad, which we are entitled to do because we are a registered charity. But you have to have a solicitation permit for the Philippines, and that's what's causing the delay, because quite honestly they don't really know how to handle a charity which raises its money online. This is totally new for them. The DSWD have told us that have told us that it's new for them, and that's what's causing them the problem. Can you close the door, honey? I'm coming. Close the door. So this is what is causing the delays. Eventually, because every time that some other thing is brought up, well, you need to do this, then we do it. You need to do that, and we do it, and we get everything so that eventually it has to be approved. And then we'll be able to freely talk about raising funds on our channel, which is what we do. We're now at something like, I think it's 93 houses that we built. We built or helped to build 3 churches. We've done a boarding house that will take 30 students from the islands. We've also built a kitchen, dining room, and female and male accommodation for the officers at Atafi. We've done a lot, and we've done that all in the face of the difficulties that we have with the paperwork. And this has only delayed us. It's made things more difficult. But the thing is, if it is your mission, and really kind of addressing the people that intend to come to the Philippines to help, and by God, we need it here. We need people of pure heart who are going to come and try to help some of in the case of Bohol, something like Bohol and Cebu, I think something like 100,000 people have lost their homes. So that's why I show you around our home, and I show you a kettle on the floor that we use to boil the water, and that's camping out. But compared to what we see, people living on dirt floor in that's something that's not much more than a chicken shed, and they need the help. So yes, come, and we will help you by virtue, well, you can learn what not to do just by looking at our videos, because we were open and transparent about the difficulties we were going through, and you will have learned that there is a way to do it, and you just have to wait until that's granted, till it's approved. So now I have this child is sitting behind the camera looking at me, telling me that I should be moving. Come here.
Daddy, Ate Beth said let's go, because we're gonna go 9:30.
We're going to go 9:30.
Yeah.
How come you speak English so good? Huh? Where did you learn that?
The school.
When you went? Well, you only just started going to school. What are you talking about? Huh? Where did you learn it?
You teach me.
In the what?
You teach me.
I didn't think you ever listened to me. You actually listen to me?
Yes.
You do? I think you're a junior Wally girl. Huh? What's that?
No.
Nothing. Well, are you going to tell everybody to look in on us again? What do you say? Do you know what to say? See, suddenly she can't say anything. Yes, dear.
We have at 9 o'clock, and we got a lot of students waiting down there.
Okay.
I told you 8 o'clock.
Okay, excuse me. Miss Ratatat.
Come on, it's already 9.
Okay, well, okay. I was doing something.
Yeah, I know, but I told you. Come on, baby. Come on.
I'll be back.